right, everybody. Everybody, big deep breath. Everything's fine. It's not, but we'll figure out what the problem is. But let's give it a try. Why not? I'm trying to yell to see if the level goes up. Everything's gonna be fine. All right, everybody. As long as it sounds all right out there, you guys let me know. But we're gonna get things started here. Redo, 20 minutes in. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. How about we all jump into the show? You over there? You ready over there, Skip?
Ready?
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
You want me to be ready? I can be ready.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Thank you for your patience.
My patience. Don't. The audience members just said you're welcome and they don't need to be brought into this. Oh, my willing at the... Okay, so does that mean we're doing this? This is happening right at this very second?
It's going to happen right now.
Right now?
Let me act semi-professional. Let's do this. 1 sec.
Okay.
All right.
Because all I can see is me all the time, so...
Well, here it comes.
You're
Welcome to the virtual Stab Comedy Theater-ish. It's time for the Social Distancing Stand-Up Showcase-ish. Please welcome to your screen your host, Skip Bacon.
Am I on a screen?
You
Am
are.
I live? Woohoo! Audience clapping. I didn't even tell them to. Look at them. Some of the best audience. Oh, that dog just left. Oh, all right. Well, that's good enough. Thank you so much for joining us on the, I don't know what number. Why would I start numbering them now, Skip Bacon? For the Social Distancing Comedy Showcase. We are coming up on our year. I will let you know when we get there. Small hint, it's next month. So excited for you all to be here today. Today we only have one live comedian. I think he could say hi right now, right, Jesse?
He could.
He could. Why don't you say
Hello.
hi? I feel like we should have you say hello and then drop hints in your voice and see if people can guess who it is before you come on screen. That's some sort of weird phone. Oh, it's like phone sex. That was what I was thinking. Okay, yeah. Never mind. We shouldn't play that game because we have to
can.
charge way more for your Venmo for that.
I don't think I would actually cost that much. It's all right. I appreciate the vote of confidence.
No, definitely you could charge that much. Like, just tell them you're wearing a Stab hoodie and what it feels like. No, I'm kidding. Don't. Again, we are probably not licensed for that. I think it's
Everybody likes a nice gravelly baritone when they're having phone sex.
That's right. That's what people are looking for. I like how much our audience members are smiling and not smiling at that. That's my
Yeah,
favorite.
no, it's because one thinks it's hilarious and one is embarrassed to admit that it's hilarious. It's I get it. I understand. Comedy is it's about numbers.
I
Does that
definitely
make
like
sense? No.
like riffing on the audience members, my little brother and his wife, with a non-visual. We can't even see Spencer right now.
No.
Oh, I just gave it away. I'm terrible at this game. It's Spencer.
Suck.
Okay, that's all right. I
Man.
like how much riffing we can do with them. There's another audience member over there. Let's see his hand. Give a hand for the other hand. There you go. There's our audience members. A special audience member, Parker Bacon, will join us at some point when she's ready. And by that, I mean when she puts down her one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish book. So to get us started tonight, I am going to bring up our next comedian of the evening, because we've already been hilarious. I'm Skip Bacon. That's our mystery guest. Thank you, Jesse, for getting us rolling tonight. So we're going to bring up our next comedian of the evening. I have not seen any of the sets tonight. I don't know if you know that about me, but I don't want to ruin the comedy for myself, so I never watch them ahead of time. So we're going on this journey together. So let's welcome Mr. Luke Soyan, everybody. Here's some Luke Soyan.
Wow, keep it going for your host, Skip Bacon. I am Luke Soyan, like she probably just said. What's up, guys? I'm here. I'm recording this. I'm going to look at my phone a bunch. I apologize. I'm working through some stuff. And so I saw a sign. I was on a walk with my dog recently, and I saw this sign one of my neighbors had that said, "Remember Alec." And it was like a sign. It was, it's probably like a high school football senior, whatever, some kid that died, which is very sad. And it was like, hey, remember him, please. And I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, I can't even remember my mom's new phone number. now you want me to remember Alec too? Like, what am I supposed to do? It's like, I need to know, like, did he do anything cool? Like, what made him more important than my mom's phone number? Like if I think about him, will he make me brownies? I don't know. Was Alec like gonna be the next president of the United States? Or was he just gonna go work at like a Subaru dealership? Because if that's the case, then I don't really think we need to remember Alec. I don't want to be a dick, but I just feel like if he's not gonna do anything special, then I'm gonna remember how many Pokemon cards I have, it's 1,867, I think.
Of course it is.
It's okay. Let's see. I look like a guy that does finger guns a lot. I don't know. Parker Newman told me that that's what I look like, so that's what I said. I recently moved into a new house, and because of that, I have to deal with a lot of phone calls for repair people or cable setup, all these kinds of things. And all these phone numbers, when you call them, they always go, the first thing they say, they go, this call may be recorded for quality and training purposes, which at this point, it's like everyone's doing this, like it's everywhere. Can we just agree that we're all in 1984, we're all getting recorded all the time? I was having sex with this girl the other day, and she was like, this sex may be recorded for quality and training purposes. I was just like, what are you doing? Like, I just looked at her. I was like, operator, agent, person. It wasn't working. So I tried to push 0, but I couldn't find it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a clit joke. That's a joke about finding the clit, but it's the number 0 on a telephone pad. Thank you. I know that's a good one. It's hard to find sometimes. The clit is a button. It's just wet. So it's basically the same thing as the number 0. All right. This one's good, but it's like for physical. It needs like physical comedy, so I'm not going to do this next one. Let's see. I don't know how long this is going. Oh man. That's you got let's see. I was thinking about it recently, and it's kind of ridiculous that we call it the Last Supper, cuz like everyone else had dinner the next day. It was just one guy's Last Supper. I mean, I guess he was important. I don't know, but I mean, like everyone else the next day, they were all at dinner. Like all the same apostles, they all like ate dinner together. It was just a little awkward because they were all sitting there just like, wow, last night got out of hand, didn't it? That's not what we thought would happen. I guess no more free wine, no more free fish. Gonna have to go buy that stuff now. Fuck this Judas guy. I feel like Jesus' story wouldn't work as well nowadays. Like if it happened now, because back then it was like if you got, like they would say Jesus died for your sins. He was crucified, and that's like a really crazy way to go out. Like that's a compelling story. It took like 8 hours for him to die. Like it was literally torture, But if they did it now, it'd be like Jesus died for your sins, and you'd be like, well, how did he die? And they'd be like, oh, I don't know, lethal injection. He'd be like, what? I'm not gonna follow this guy. That's easy, That's an easy way to go out. You're like, well, with the lethal injection, I saw the nurse or whatever they call that person who does it, and they kind of messed it up. Like they had to poke him twice. It hurt. I saw him flinch. Also they didn't even wipe it down with alcohol, so there's that. It's just not the same. So I don't know. I mean, Christianity, I don't think it would work in this day and age. Like if it started now, it would have to be like, I don't know, how would it work if it was today? Like what would they do? I'm losing my train of thought, but I'm trying to riff it, but say I'm alone in my house. So yeah. No, if today it'd be like, oh, what, Jesus would probably have to get canceled on Twitter. And then it would just be Trump supporters being like, oh, you damn liberals again. I'm going to follow this Jesus all the way to the Capitol, bust in there. take a shit on Nancy Pelosi's desk, God damn it. Like that. Sorry, I didn't mean to take the Lord's name in vain. Gosh darn it. Dag nabbit. That's probably where Dag nabbit came from. I just didn't want to say God damn it anymore. Oh, that Bible belt. Full of belts and Bibles. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I was going to say something else about all that, and I can't remember now. How much time have I done? I mean, who knows? I think that's... I don't know. I kind of want to end it on something a little bangery, you know, like a little better. Ooh, we'll end it on this. So I wrote this note down. It says, string lights look like anal beads. Do something with this. This is what's going on in my brain as I walk around my neighborhood with my dog. These are all dog walking thoughts. And so I was... But yeah, string lights, anal beads, you know, it's like, will the gentrification never stop? You know, it's made its way into our buttholes now. It's like, you know, like what's going to happen next? You're going to open a craft brewery in my asshole? I mean, come on. You guys know what I'm talking about? I've been Luke Soin, you guys. Thank you so much. Please keep it going for your host, Skip Bacon, and all the comics you've seen so far. Thank you. And follow Stab Comedy. They're amazing. I love you, Jesse. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.
Wow. So that was the bangery ending that Luke was hoping for. He was like, God, I gotta end on a high note. Anal beads with dog walking, am I right? I don't know, Jesse, can Luke, can they hear us laughing on the video?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. I just wanted to recount, because if they couldn't, I maybe wasn't going to mention it, that the biggest, maybe second biggest laugh of the entire set was when Luke was like, so I was having sex with a lady. Everyone just burst into laughter. Now, I don't know what it is. Luke's an attractive guy. He's telling funny jokes, but we all laughed real hard. I also have to admit that one of my favorite things is when a comedian can talk about the clitoris and Christ in the same set. So I appreciate that. I know what you're thinking. Skip Bacon probably specifically requested that. I did not. That was just a lovely, lovely coincidence. Thank you so much, Luke Soyens, for sending in your set, dropping clitoris and Christ in the same set. Huge fan. Sorry that dog walking has taken a turn for you. I hope it gets better and that no one else tries to get up your ass while you're dog walking. I'm really sorry about how that's taken a turn. But thank you so much, Luke Soyan. And now, just to keep it in the same neighborhood, Luke Soyan used to be my neighbor. And he also used to be, or neighbor to, my old neighbor and dear friend of ours, Mr. Stephen Ferris, who is up next. And for those of you who don't know Mr. Stephen Ferris, there is not an audio distortion nor a visual distortion, and you're not missing anything. Just listen up to this next set from our dear friend, Mr. Stephen Ferris.
I want to talk to you guys about something that's been going on in my life right now. A couple of weeks ago, I called a flooring store. And the reason I called them is because I wanted to see if I could get some... Well, first I wanted to see if they carried a certain kind of flooring. And then, if they did, I wanted to try to get some samples of that flooring. Because what happened was, so my house has, in the kitchen, there's like this newer ceramic tile that's been put down. And you can see underneath that is the original floor, which was of this Armstrong 53, 52 pattern, like sheet vinyl floor, or maybe it was linoleum, I don't know. And I was like, that's cool. It's in really bad shape, but it's so cool. And I just found out that last year Armstrong started to make that pattern again. The problem is that you know, trends change over time. And so, yes, they brought back the pattern, but it's in like trendy colors for now instead of like cool like vintage colors. And there were a lot of like really cool vintage colors you could get. Like they used to make it with like a brown, orange, and white. And you could get one that was like mostly green. And you know, now, and there was like a brick colored one. That was probably the most popular.
Right.
And now they have a new brick colored one that's not quite the same. And there's like a tan colored one, a blue one, and then this other one that's like black and white and gray. And, you know, I've seen pictures of them, and those look okay, but it's like I want to see the real thing. So that's why I wanted to get the samples. And they told me on the phone, they said, oh yeah, you know, we'll request those samples from Armstrong, and you should get them in 3 to 5 days. But it's been almost 2 weeks and I still haven't received them, so I think next week I'm gonna have to call again. But you know, it's not really a huge rush because like I need time just to like remove the newer ceramic tile, and then of course I'm gonna have to remove what's left of the original floor too. And I can do that because I had the original floor tested for asbestos and it's negative. That's important to do with any type of old sheet vinyl floor. Pretty high probability that it would have asbestos. And so I was really surprised. Even the asbestos testing guy was surprised. And even now, I still can't really believe it. And I feel weird, like, messing with it, but, you know, I paid for the test, and so it should be good. So, you know, that's going to take me probably at least another month before I have all of that ripped out. It's just that, you know, just for peace of mind, like, I want to have those samples so I can, you know, see... You know, just imagine like what it could look like with one of these 4 different colors that they're offering. And, you know, yeah, I can continue working, but I want to see it, you know. I don't know. So maybe next week, you know, we'll see what they say. And, you know, maybe they'll come on Monday or something like that, you know. So, anyway, that's what I've been doing. Oh, yeah, let's go back to Skip.
You guys don't understand. Okay, so thank you, Mr. Stephen Ferris. Thank you, Mr. Stephen Ferris, for submitting a set that rivaled the paint special. For those of you who are at the paint special, you can't always get the Stephen Ferris experience, especially online. In person, it's a lot to handle, but online sometimes it's more difficult to convey everything that's going on with a Mr. Stephen Ferris experience, which is what I was hoping we could give you this evening. And I think we achieved that, at least here with our studio audience, because our studio audience was able to not only hear Mr. Ferris's set, but watch another comedian respond to Mr. Ferris's comedy. And that just made for a lovely, lovely experience. So glad you could all be here. Give it up for Mr. Stephen Ferris, you guys. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. The paint special is amazing. This little bit of a look into the flooring life, Mr. Stephen Ferris. has just primed us, I think, absolutely to welcome our next comedian live. So our next comedian will be able to see. I gave him the list. He's looking at me like he didn't even know he's on a comedy show tonight, but I sure told him ahead of time. So we are going to welcome in our next comedian, who will have a live studio audience. So if he starts riffing on folks, these are the folks he's riffing on. But I want to welcome to the Social Distancing Comedy Showcase, Mr. Spencer Sellens. Give it up, everybody, for Spencer Sellens. Woo!
Caller, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Oh my God, what just happened? Well, give it up for Skip's curating abilities to actually give us a visual representation of what doing comedy looks like after 5 years and after 10 years, and basically the eventual descent into madness. Hilarious, but mad. Anyway, give it up for Stephen Ferris and Luke Soin. Who am I talking to? I'm actually talking to my cat right now. This is weird. Anyway, let's just get into jokes about my penis, shall we? Okay. So anyway, so people have always told me that I would have been a great athlete growing up, and it's true. The only problem is that the only similarities I have was the DUI and the torn ACL. So still working on other similarities. And my only other sponsors are other alcoholics. But the career's not going well. But speaking of fitness, I have been riding my bike more lately. I've actually been really into it. I've started a club with fellow friends that love the bicycle too. We call ourselves the Pedophiles. We haven't for some reason we can't make like a group name on Facebook. I don't understand, but you know, we love pedaling. Anyway, as we so you know, during you know, shelter in place and all that, I've given old loves of mine a go again, and one of those was Dungeons and Dragons. Busted out the Dungeons and Dragons the other day. It was a magical experience. Like, I actually felt my virginity coming back. It was great. It was great. On one of my very few excursions I've been doing lately in my car, I drove by a sign that confused me. It said, "Drive like your kids live here." This confused me because I fucking hate my kids. So this is very confusing. I was expecting someone to come out and just start slapping their own child on the front lawn. So anyway, I did them a favor. Anyway, so you know what hasn't been a theme of tonight, which I think should be, is let's call it brevity. Okay, we're gonna call it brevity because I wrote 5 jokes and we are on number 5. So, it has been, wow, so much fun hanging out with you guys tonight. I'm actually staring at, it's really hard to do crowd work on people that are, I don't know, X amount of miles away virtually. A really like better comedian could do like crowd work on like what's on top of my fridge. However, it's all like oil and protein bars.
You are 100% allowed to use my little brother Jack and his wife PC.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just blind as shit and I can barely see them. Like I just see like there's 2 entities on the couch. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, okay. So I believe one of them both of them are somehow having like some sort of like seizures. I'm not really sure what's going on.
A small
Is there
seizure.
like, I believe that the grayish blob of person had like a sympathetic seizure, like in reaction to the first one. It was nice. No, I like it. Right. Crowd work. Hey, so how long you guys been together? Yeah?
Yeah.
I can't even hear you. How you doing? Anyway, that's what we call the business. Time killer. No one actually calls it that. It's like some fucking idiot in his living room does it. Sorry, Parker, for the naughty language.
Oh, Parker has stopped listening after you
I'm
stopped
good.
talking about
Good because I was worried because I said, hey, the second joke I have is pedophiles. So I would like the child to be as far away from the room as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Daddy, why did that man with the weird voice call? Anywho, so do you guys remember traveling? I do. I was I was visiting a dear friend in Alabama. Well, not recently. Jesus Christ. God, I got to rephrase that joke. At one point in time, I was visiting a friend in Alabama, and we were in the Walmart. And in Alabama, they have what are called open carry laws, which means you can bring your gun like wherever you like. So we're in the Walmart. I'm not really used to this. Like, I am just some soy boy cut Californian. Like, I don't understand this at all. So I'm in Walmart, and in walks a guy with an AK-47 on his back. And like this, again, soy boy cuck here. Very confused. Like, I run up to this man and I said, "Sir, what are you doing? You can't bring that in here. This isn't a school."
Oh!
Thank you very much, everybody. Y'all have a great night.
There you go, everybody. That was Spencer's. Oh, there you go. Oh, man. I think we are getting some merch made. Was it a
Holler.
soy boy cuck? Is that correct?
A soy boy cuck. Yeah. Maybe,
Yeah.
yeah. We could like dilute it. I think.
No, I think that's perfect. If nothing
Yeah?
else, we want to dissect it and really elaborate on it at a later
it's
date.
because I'm
but-
vegan and I like my watch. I'm vegan and I like to watch my wife have sex with other men.
No, yeah, I think we put most of that together, but I thank you for
Oh, okay.
watching.
See, I think the best part about a joke is having to explain it terribly.
Yeah, no, I know. As a person who loves puns but is way too slow on the pickup, I am aware of having to explain jokes to people because it happens to me all the time. For anybody that was at our last show, our show before last, there was a huge delay where the person who gave the pun waited for everyone to laugh, then me to laugh. So I am aware of how this works. I am aware, but I think that a soy boy cuck is A, I wouldn't explain it too often. I think people get it. B, I think, yeah, it makes for great merch. So I think if anyone in the comments on, I want to particularly see Twitch because they are much more creative than the YouTube folks. With any sort of merch ideas, I would like that to be a thing ASAP, real quick.
Anyone in the Twitch chat apparently who has magical abilities, if you can get just with
Yeah, just
soy
get the- there you
boy
go. There
cuck
you go.
like
That's the face,
framed
and then,
around it. Oh my god.
Get that. This would be great.
Love it.
This would be great. I'm really excited. Thank you so much, Spencer. And Parker is our Parker Bacon is a 4-year-old that is sometimes a part of our show, of our live studio audience. But as soon as you stop talking about her, she stops listening to you. So
Wow,
she
rude.
stopped listening before the opening credits started playing.
Very
so
rude.
we've lost her, but we still have these two. We still have a hand over here. Now
Holler.
there's another audience member just to our. There you go.
Oh,
There you go. Yep, very well done. All right,
yeah.
so that's our live studio audience. And our live studio audience has another favorite who submitted a set for this evening. I believe his exact quote was, "Hey, do you have any I'm Getting Fat and Hate Myself in Quarantine themed shows coming up soon?" And the response to that was, "Hey, isn't that what all comedy has been themed also pretty much from the beginning?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, there you go. A good wrap up of what stand-up is for everyone." So with all of that being said, I'd like to bring you an audience favorite, a 2-3 timer on the Social Distancing Comedy Showcase, Mr. Joey G.
Hey everyone, I hope you have been doing well. I've been getting a lot fatter recently. That's been a fun journey for me to go on. I could actually pinpoint the exact moment when I realized my weight was getting out of control. I was hanging out in my kitchen, because that's where I spend most of my time now, and I waddled on over to my pantry,
What?
because that's how I walk now, and I opened the door to this pantry, and against all odds, I did not see anything I wanted to shove into my face, so I closed it with my stomach. And as soon as I did that, like, I've never been to federal prison before.
Okay.
But when I heard that door slam shut, like, it really drove it home for me, you know? Like, I was doing 25 to life behind an impenetrable wall of fat and anger. And I've just been coming to terms with that, I guess. I don't know. I do get angry at food a lot. Not for like the taste or the texture or the fact that it's turned me into a monster, but just the psychological warfare that goes into it. Like have you guys ever been to a Papa Murphy's?
Yes.
What the fuck is going on over there? Honestly, take and bake. Hey everyone, who wants to kind of go out for pizza? Do you hear how stupid that sounds? Like, do you know how much of a moron you'd have to be to want to go to a Papa Murphy's? No one wants to go to Papa Murphy's. You can't even get there by car. The only way to get to a Papa Murphy's is if you start crying uncontrollably, and then you lay down on your stomach, and like a little wooden boat on a raging ocean, your tears will sweep you away. And then you finally come to. You wake to realize that you are in a drainage ditch just to the left of your neighborhood Papa Murphy's. So you crawl out of this gutter and into the store, not even wanting pizza, just help. Just somebody help me, please, anyone. And you look around, and much to your horror, do you know what you see? You see a room full of people soaking wet with tears in their eyes and scrapes on their elbows, and nobody knows how the fuck they got there. But before you could say anything, somebody from across the counter hands you an uncooked pizza, and you can't say it. You're too sick, you're too tired, you're too afraid. So you let them hand it to you. That, my friends, is one hell of a marketing strategy. I don't know how they pulled it off, to be honest with you. It's, it keeps me awake. All right, Skip Bacon, everybody. Here she comes.
Thank you. Give it up, everybody, for Joey G. Oh, man, do we enjoy that guy. A tremendous amount. We enjoy that man. I have never, full disclosure, everyone, I have never been in a Papa Murphy's before. I've seen it because it's next to my Chipotle. Ooh, also full disclosure, I have a My Chipotle. Sorry about that. And I've only ever seen... Now that I think about it, I've only ever seen soaking wet, tear-filled people coming in and out of that Papa Murphy. So thank you, Joey G, for bringing that to my attention, that those people need assistance and they've just been handed cold, uncooked pizzas. It's really sad. Also, I think it's a normal part of culture pre and post-COVID that a lot of people close doors with the body parts. Am I wrong? I'm not asking them. They're too thin. A lot of people close doors and shove things out of the way with different body parts. I'm working on triple D's here. I use them to do a lot of stuff. It's just handy. Joey D, I think you're just like expanding. It's basically like you're growing into your superpower. So I would embrace it a little bit more, see what else you can get your belly to do for you, because that's just growing into your full potential as the Joey G that we know and love. We only have 2 more comedians for you tonight. Oh, the crowd's so sad. Jack, act sad. He's crying. Okay, wow, they went full tears. I just meant like sad faces, but they are full weeping. All right, so we have 2 more comedians for you this evening. And as I told you at the beginning of the show, I don't watch these clips before they air. I get to watch them live with you. So please bear with me. No, I'm sorry. This is one of my favorite comedians. I saw this young gentleman when he was still a young gentleman and performing in Sacramento. I loved him so much that after the show that he came to Sacramento to do from San Francisco, he came with one of his best friends, and him and his best friend both did sets, and they both talked about how they came with each other to do this show. So I was acutely aware that him and another person had come here, done shows. They were both comedians. After the show was over, I ran up to him, standing next to his best friend, who he had just done comedy with, and said, "Oh my God," looking directly at him, not his best friend. "That's the funniest thing I've ever seen. I've never laughed so hard in my entire life. That was the best set tonight. It was the best set of my entire life. Oh my God, thank you so much." Didn't even acknowledge there was another human there, to which everyone around me noticed. We left and they were like, "Wow, you couldn't even give the other guy a nod." So to that other guy, super sorry, sure you were funny, but compared to this guy, nothing. So give it up for the very talented, one of my favorites of all time, Mr. Joe Gorman.
to come to an end. And give it up right now virtually for Joe Gorman.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Thanks so much. Let's keep it going for everyone you've seen. Everyone here who's overcoming the coronavirus, all right? They thought, oh, it's a worldwide epidemic. The world's ending. No one's going to pay attention to you. And we said, we will harness the power of technology to force people to pay attention to us. And look at us now, flourishing. We're telling fucking stories. There was a magician, my God, Ben was saying like, oh, it's so easy how he made her disappear. But then he didn't explain how they made her disappear. I'll tell you how you make someone disappear. You promise your eternal soul to Satan, all right? That was some grade A witchcraft, all right? I know witchcraft when I see it, but you know what? I'm a Harry Potter fan. It wowed me. It took me away from everything, man. It made me forget that I'm dying in New York City. Yikes. Can you believe that? I saved up money to move to New York City, and now I'm going to die. I'm going to die in New York, man. What a bummer, man. No comedy here. I'm just hanging out in a room yelling at my computer. I could have done that from Milwaukee. Live like a king out there, too. But it's nice, and I'm sure once this whole worldwide plague ends, I can go on with my life. But it sucks, man. Even if I do go outside, I have to wear a mask. The government tells me I have to wear a mask if I go outside. Hey, listen, Uncle Sam, I'm not wearing a mask because you told me to. I'm wearing a mask because I'm in Antifa. Huh? Anyone else? Anyone else like cracking some skulls? Now we're getting fired up, man. It is the witching hour here in the East Coast. So in a way, this is like a fucking Thursday morning mic for me, which makes me feel alive, man. This is what's happening. You see technology bringing everyone together, man. It's pretty cool. All the joys of doing stand-up comedy, and I'm sitting down. I've done comedy for over a decade. I've never sat down. Now I'm sitting down. I'm worried. Will I be able to return to society with this newfound passion? Will I be one of those stool-sitting comedians that sits all cross-legged with a mind full of opinions to say, or will I go back to pacing back and forth? I don't know. I've only walked 500 steps since this epidemic happened. How great is that, man? Just ordering everything through Amazon. It doesn't matter, man. I can get anything on Amazon. I even got like special triple ply toilet paper. All right. And they said, hey, this is only available for really, really cool people that know how to use their parents' Amazon Prime account. All right. That's the cool thing, man. You can get anything. You just order it up and it's delivered to your front door via drone. Huh? Robots. That's right. They're replacing everyone now. That's the age we live in. But any other country, you hear the whirling of a drone motor, it means you're going to die. But in America, it just means an avocado night mask has arrived, huh? Pretty powerful. That's right. I know we were joking around earlier, but I also want to give us some thinkers, okay? Hey, look, just because we're locked inside all the time doesn't mean we have to turn off our brains, huh? It's weird. It's weird. Man, I feel bad because like up before this quarantine happened, I was making fun of incels. I'm like, look at these fucking losers. And now everyone's a fucking incel, man. Man, a buddy of mine was like, man, I miss having sex. I haven't had sex in 2 months. That must be nice. Must be nice to feel like 2 months is a dry spell. And now I'm going to go out. How will I be able to live with myself? Everyone's going to be interested in a hunter-gatherer. Now that modern society has come, I'm not a hunter-gatherer. I'm a hangout and receiver, huh? That doesn't sound as good as it did in my head when I thought that up 3 seconds ago. And now this is the role I'm doomed to play for all eternity in this new thing. It's like, why? I said, you said in the Zoom thing that you were a sit-down receiver, and that's the role you have to play now. And you know what? I'm okay with it. Like Ben, I'm an essential worker. I have to go to my day job, and you know what? It's fucking impossible, dude. It's impossible because my boss is always telling us, hey, man, I need you to file some paperwork. I need you to, you know, catch up on these appointments. I'm like, hey, I don't know if you've looked out the window, Chuck, but society that we know it no longer exists. Now help me craft some leather apparel so we can get out of here, huh? That's what's up, man. I'm glad I never learned how to tie a tie. I thought that was going to be an important thing in my life. It's not. Now I can just hang out, have a good time, man. Just kind of relax, ease into it. I was worried, you know? I was worried when it happened, and I was like, damn, I'm not going to get to die with my friends and family on the West Coast. I'm going to die all alone with people I only kind of sort of know on the East Coast. But after doing the show, I feel like a vigor and a lust for life I thought was all but absent. But now I realize it's back, dude. I'm feeling it. I think, I'm not going to say stand-up comedy is alive and well, but here's what it was. It's in a coma right now, but every time we do a Zoom show, it shows a lot of rapid eye movement, like it's having a fever dream. And it's like, we can save stand-up comedy. It's going to be okay. We're going to resuscitate it, but maybe not. I don't know. But I think overall, it was exciting. We learned a lot. You know, we were closer to one another. I learned what I'm capable of. You know, I had to fucking beat up an 87-year-old man for a roll of toilet paper. I never thought I'd have to do that. I thought I'd have to know trigonometry, but I don't. I have the survival skills that are necessary. And honestly, years and years of going on Facebook Live in my pickup truck talking about government conspiracies has fired me up to give the best Zoom performance possible. And I couldn't have done that without you. So thank you, DNA. Thank you, comics. Thank you, Mark Zuckerberg. I forgive you for mining all of my personal information and swaying the 2016 and 2020 election. I got my stage time. The fire is back. I thought I would have to kill myself. I don't have to kill myself. I just need to talk continuously for 7 minutes. After that, we're all good, man. Thank you so much. God bless. And hey, while we're at it, praise be to Allah, huh? All right.
Why not? Why not? That is Joe Gorman. There you go. He is, for everyone who's like, how long ago did he film that? He is still alive and well. We check in on him regularly. Joe Gorman, you can see his social media information there. He posts new videos on YouTube. They are also funny. I love Joe Gorman. I'm sorry, I forgot to warn everyone that he is also a stunning individual. I cannot get enough of Mr. Joe Gorman. Thank you so much for doing that. I also want to point out that I don't know if this has happened to anyone else. That the skills that we thought would be like, oh, I'm really going to need to know how to do this, like trigonometry, not so necessary. But for some reason, we all have this like innate need to like make things out of leather. And I know someone who's good at making things out of leather. And it actually came up. This is how important people now think making things out of leather are. That upon saying, oh yeah, I know somebody who's good at making things out of leather, my therapist says, oh, hey, they can sell that leather stuff on Etsy, you know, for like bondage stuff for the LGBTQ community. They're really into that. And I was like, that's what you think leather making is going to be good for in the apocalypse, is selling it on Etsy for couples who just need some more bondage play. You just want to have real good leather. But leather making has become something that people think is really important in the quarantine apocalypse. So I just want to point that out, that Joe Gorman is not alone. Joe Gorman and my therapist both think it would be wildly important for us to start getting on that leather making, getting it on Etsy, which I thought was also a really funny tool of the apocalypse, that she was like, yeah, now that we're going to have to, you know, look into alternative ways to make money and survive, Etsy. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm just going to go to Safeway 2 more times. So thank you, Joe Gorman, for those tips on how to be, what did he call it? Hangout receivers. I like that a lot. I like Joe Gorman. I appreciate his jokes. But just in case you thought, hey, Skip Bacon, what's with the sausage fest? I don't know what happened this week. It just turned into a sausage fest. So I wanted to finish it up with, we've got one more comedian. I keep looking over like Jesse's here. He is not here, but hopefully our last comedian of the evening is here and ready. Her clip is ready to go. Give it up, everybody, for Crystal Nelson. Give it up for her, guys.
Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Crystal Nelson. I gotta say, I'm having the time of my life. Okay, I gotta give a shout out though. Like anybody who's going through it, healthcare professionals, like working on the front lines, people who are sick or have loved ones that are sick or dying. I'm really sorry. Like, but not to rub it in, that's not me. I'm crushing COVID-19. It's super great. No, but really, shout out. Love you guys. Mean it. started watching the news, like when this whole thing started happening, you know, and they had mental health care workers on the news talking about like, it's going to be hard mentally and emotionally. You're going to want to have a routine, like try and stick to a routine you had before COVID, you know? So I made a bar. I built myself a bar. That was the most routine thing I could have done. I feel really at home here. Like, it's very cozy now. You know, my home was an apartment and now it's home, right? Like, it's good. I treat it like a normal bar. I like pre-COVID, if I went out to a bar, for instance, I would only do drugs in the bathroom, right? So we only do drugs in the bathroom here. I noticed that the bathroom was very apartment-y, and I wanted to dig into that routine feeling. So I started tagging the walls. Tagged the walls all up. I wrote my friend Chloe's name on the wall with like her phone number. And then when I'm super wasted later, I call her at like 4 a.m. and she's like, you know, I'm looking for a good time. And she was like, not having it. She hates it. But it's fun for me. Hi, Chloe. She's a real person. It's fine. Then what else? Oh, I asked my boyfriend specifically to pee around the base of the toilet rather than in the bowl, so that we get that nice like urine stench, that stale urine like stench that like a good grimy dive bar has, you know, because that's just like really routine for me. It's very comfortable. I am loving it. It's great. I don't know. We got a nice little life hack out of this whole thing. Hashtag life hack. Am I right? I don't know. We partied one night and then I set the Roomba free. I put the Roomba on to clean the fucking house, and he got into the bathroom and he got some floor drugs, and the motherfucker goes fast as balls now. Like, he is all over the place. He cleaned the whole apartment in like 7 minutes. I was very impressed, like very detailed. It was awesome. He even started going up the stairs, like, I was like, what? I didn't know you could do that. It's insane. He also, I will say, there's a downside to the life hack. He got a little taste of the goody, now he acts like a baddie, and he will not dock. He won't go to his charging station at all. I'm just like, dude, you're running the candle at both ends. Like, you're getting tired of running out of steam. Like, I think it would be a good idea if you just, you know, recharge the batteries, so to speak, okay? And he just turns around and comes right at me with his little whiskers, like, I thought I had told you I was an insomniac. And I'm like, you know what? If I wanted a teenager, I would have had a fucking child, you know? It's ridiculous. But anyway, I'm here to tell you the downsides of life hacks, because there is some, and people don't tell you that, and I wouldn't lie to you. I don't know. That got off the rails, but it's fine. Things about me. I am not just an alcoholic. I'm also a bartender. Was a bartender. I was a bartender before this. I worked for over a decade up in San Francisco Bay Area as a bartender, and then I moved to Los Angeles about 6 months before the pandemic hit, and I could not find a job to save my life. Like, I didn't have a job. I just moved down here. I thought it would be cool. Couldn't do it. I've got like some interviews, and I would go in and they would just be like, oh, do you have any headshots? And I'm like, what, shots? Yeah, like, I'm in. Let's do this, you know? Or like, oh, what's your social media presence? How many followers do you have? Like, are you an influencer? Do you influence people on the internet? And I'm just like, whoa, influence? Bitch, I got you. I am under the influence all the time. Like, I'm under the influence right now. Can we say hired? You know? And they just didn't do it. They didn't hire me. So I was feeling kind of down, like really bummed out about myself, you know, like, fuck, I'm a loser. I can't even get a bar job, you know? And then like fucking Brovid-19 sweeps through with his trusty crew of like wasted ass frat bros, all like nice and shining douchebag. And they're like, you know, like, no job, no prob. It's a status quo, ho. We got you, sis. Show us your tits. What? Party? What? Whippets? What? I don't know. Drink. Drink. Woo! Yeah. Anyway, thanks, guys. That's my time. Stay safe, and I'm gonna go take a nap.
I'm gonna go take a nap. There you go. That was the end of there it is. There it is. Give it up everybody for Crystal Nelson. Thank you so much. I love it so much. I love that the Roomba got floor drugs because I didn't know that was the type of drugs. So I thought about it right now. The Roomba got all jacked up. And just today, I heard an interesting story that I had never heard before about someone else trying to give jet fuel to a lawnmower. Jack Bacon, is this sounding familiar to you? Apparently, Jack Bacon, when he was very young, apparently, unbeknownst to me, I've never heard this story. I heard it from Kent, who I think is a storyteller we should definitely have on this show. I heard this story from Kent that when Jack was little, he wanted to mow the lawn. He wanted to do it more efficiently, aka quicker. And in an attempt to do so, put airplane fuel, because we have airplane fuel at our house because my dad is building airplanes. So my brother put airplane fuel into the lawnmower. Is this sounding familiar, Jack? Yeah. Okay, it happened. Put airplane fuel into the lawnmower without telling anyone. So no one knew about this. No, I mean, if they had, obviously, they would probably not just be monitoring the situation. They would have stopped it. But I just heard the story today. So he put airplane fuel into the John Deere and then just started it and was like, yeah, let's do this. And according to Kent, for a minute, it shot out grass faster than anything has ever shot out grass. But then the engine just revved all the way up to the top and then died. Does this sound correct, Jack? Blew a hole in the motor. See, I remember the part of the story where Mom was like, that's weird. The lawnmower blew a hole right out the side. If someone had been sitting on it, they would have been killed. No one said, because your little brother put jet fuel in it. So apparently you can give a Roomba floor drugs or you can give a John Deere jet fuel, and they have very similar outcomes. So I'd like to thank Crystal for sharing that story. I'd like to thank Kent Ken Becker for sharing the story about Jack Bacon and the lawnmower. I'd like to thank Jack Bacon, my brother, for doing dumb shit constantly. I'd like to thank PC for being an audience member, Gilbert and his hand for being an awesome audience member, Parker Bacon for being asleep in her tent. I'm not sure where she is. She's 4. Hard to tell. I'd like to thank Jesse for putting this show on for us this evening. I'd like to thank our guests for so many of them were wearing different variations on the stab gear that you can currently buy and you may want to get your hands on, because coming up next month, it is our 1-year anniversary of doing all of these things virtually. So we will be having special shows. I'm sure Jesse's going to tell you all about it. But I promise for the social distancing comedy showcase, we will have the best of the best, the funniest of the funniest. I will bring you all of the same audience members because they still can only be around these same people. But they will be on their best behavior and laughing extra hard. What will your laughs sound like? Give them to me. Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay, they have 1 month to work on it. So for the social distancing comedy showcase, I'd like to thank you for joining. I'd like to, I'm sure Jesse is going to put up all the comedians you've seen tonight, all their social media tags and their Venmos, so that you can follow them and give them money so they continue to survive and or thrive. Thank you so much, Jesse, for putting this on for us tonight. One more time for all the comedians you've seen here tonight. Woo! Thank you so much, Jesse. And make sure to follow Stab on the Twitch. You guys are hilarious. On the YouTube, even on Facebook. Grab some merch while you're at it. And send some money the Venmo way to Stab for keeping all this going. Thank you so much, Jesse.
Thank you, Skip. Oh, we made it. I'm going to try and restart all of the computers in the world. And hopefully the 9 o'clock show gets off on time and gets out to you guys. It's a brand new show. It's Molly Party with Molly Doan. It's a character showcase. It should be a lot of fun, assuming I survive it. But thank you again, Skip, and thank you all for joining us. I'm going to have to send you guys away for a couple minutes while I literally just scream and try and restart everything. So, where should we send the Twitch audience? There's so many people doing so many things right now. How about, let's just send you guys back over to Comedy Hub. It's the easiest choice. Send you over to Comedy Hub for some more stand-up, and then we will see you back here at 9 o'clock for Molly Party. It's a comedy, improv, character showcase show. Brand new. First time tonight. So hold on. I'm going to get you guys over to Comedy Hub, and we will see you in just about 45 minutes. All right, 1 sec.
hands.
my senses,
over.
spinning through the town.
Like next.
Sooner or later,
You like the thing and then it takes you over to
and I
whatever he said.
wind up feeling down. I need a man to take a
Yeah.
chance on
Yeah, it'll put you forward straight to ours. All right, Jesse, I'll let you off of here so you can go live your life and